Hi, Jacqueline here again. Welcome. Cheers. Having some coffee out of my Hawaii coffee mug. I am so excited. My son just bought me a trip to Maui to come and visit him, and my grandsons. So excited. So excited. So today, what I want to talk about, when I'm doing these YouTube videos and the subject is crafting, I'm like, what do people want to know? What can I give to them? So today's video is about starting your very own craft group, which is something I did about, let's see here, nine and a half years ago. And so I want to encourage you to do the same. I want to tell you what we do, how we started, some of the mishaps, some of the not so good stuff, and some of the really great stuff, and where we are, bringing you up to date now. So 9.5 years ago, about something like that, I don't know, it doesn't matter. But anyway, I just had this desire. I love to entertain. I've always been kind of the party girl that way back when was having Tupperware parties or the candle party, or, if somebody was celebrating a birthday or Christmas party or something, Jacqueline would have it. And so it came natural to me to entertain. Now I'm saying you don't have to be that way to even get started, but that's kind of where it started for me. I enjoyed that. But given said that, you don't have to be the party girl. All you have to do is have a location, and it doesn't even have to be your own home. It could be somebody else's home. It could be a local back room in a restaurant. It could be somebody's basement, outdoors. It could be wherever as far as location. But anyway, I had a heart to entertain and did it by nature anyway. And the other thing I had was this ability to craft. I was like always itching. You probably know what I'm talking about. If you're an artist or crafter, you're just like always on Pinterest. You are, looking at art. You're dreaming about art. You're wondering what you can do next, no matter what medium it is. Even if, like, I love paper and I love painting, but my mind often goes traveling over to, I think I want to do steampunk, or one day I'll be like, ooh, that's a pretty wreath I saw on that door. I think I want to make one. And so I'm always like darting to and fro, and I wanted to share that experience with other people. I was doing craft fairs. I was selling at craft fairs, in the summer or whatever. And I mean, that was satisfying if that's the avenue you wanted to go down, but I wanted to start a craft group. So I just looked at my friendship circle and I just said, who wants to craft? And I just sent an invite out there. I just said, once a month on Saturday, I'm going to be here crafting, and would you like to come? And so I started with two people. I started with two yeses, and one was my daughter, and the other one was my childhood friend. And so for quite a while, I don't know, a year or two, just the three of us met. And we met once a month. That, in my estimation, is enough. No more, no less. And the reason I say that is that, especially if you're having it on a weekend, which mine is, it's on a Saturday. And, I had to look at that like, people are giving up one of their weekend days. Some of these people might, work Monday through Friday. So it's kind of a big deal to give that up. But it's not really, because this is a day for you. And if we can't take one day a month to, have fun and play, well, shoot, something's like wrong, right? So wrong, right? So anyway, I just had those couple of gals, and then we invited some other people. I mean, I'd be at the grocery store and I'd run into somebody, or, I wasn't as active maybe on like Facebook and that kind of thing, but any friend that I thought might like to come, I kind of started with that. She didn't even have to be a crafter. And by the way, my group is women only. You don't have to make it that way. You could do co-ed, but generally it's just women only. So anyway, a few more people came in. And they came in and they came out, and they stayed for a certain period of time. And then for whatever reason, they would trickle out and new people would come in. And it kind of went back and forth and back and forth, which was pleasurable in a sense, because you had, we got up to maybe 5 or 6 of us. And but it seems like those 2 original people were the ones that were staying, and the other people were just they'd come for 3 or 4 times and then they'd leave, or, something, they got too busy, or unfortunately we had some husbands that said, I don't appreciate you going, if, you're taking time away from me or the family, or rah, 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 rah. There was all kinds of reasons, all kinds of excuses, and maybe people that just didn't like it, or it wasn't their thing. So we had some turnover, and I remember thinking to myself, why isn't this working? Like, why don't more people want to come? This is so fun. And I really kind of took it personally. It's like, maybe they don't like me, and, or maybe they don't like one of the members, or did I say something wrong? Or I kind of went through this whole emotional thing that women do. And but it was always like this question, like, why don't they want to come and stay? And then all of a sudden, I just started inviting other people. And that person said, hey, maybe my mom would like to come. And then the mom said, well, maybe my friend would like to come. Oh, well, maybe our sister would like to come. Oh, I have a daughter-in-law. So that started to naturally take place. Anyway, long and short of it, starting with just the 3 of us, now we are a group of 12. And those, I'd say 10 of us have been going strong for about 4 or 5 years, something like that. We just welcomed 2 more members in. So what's the criteria for having somebody come into your craft group? First of all, I'm the leader, okay? And it's in my home. And so I have rules and I have boundaries, and those were established as time went on, when different experiences happened where I went, ooh, we're women, eek, that might have offended this person. Maybe that's not a good idea to bring up that subject, all this women stuff that goes on. That's why I would really suggest that you get some boundaries and get some rules. We don't have a lot, but we do have a few rules. And so those rules are spoken about. We have, it sounds kind of intrusive, but I've got a bell. It's like a little school bell. And I don't just use it. Anybody can actually use that. So if somebody gets off track or starts breaking a boundary, we all laugh and everything else. And we're like, ding, 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 ding. Like, don't talk about that subject. So the things that we don't talk about, oddly enough, are politics. Well, I don't know if that's odd, but we don't talk about politics. And the reason we don't talk about politics is not so much that it's a hot subject. It's only a hot subject if, for example, you have 2 different parties, 2 or 3 different parties that are represented within your circle of friends. And then it becomes a problem because somebody's going to get hurt or offended or mad or something like that. So in my case, we had different parties represented. So we had to stop the political talk. We never talk about race. Okay, that's another thing. Like those really, really hot subjects. Now, subjects as religion kind of are, a little, we talk about them if they come up, but I mean, we're a craft group, for goodness sake. So let's try keeping it on, what did you make for grandma? Or something like that. But just because you build relationships and you get to know each other, I will say that these people are my closest, best friends. They are the people that know me the best because they choose to hang out with me. And they know my secrets and my heartache and my pain and my joy and all the experiences that I've gone through in life, and I know theirs. And that's really a special bonding of friends that I love and they love. So that's a real plus to having a craft group. And then we do talk a little bit about sex. Sometimes that comes up and we just make lots of fun with it. So a couple of rules. I also have a rule that we have a group that's online. It's a private group with just the 12 of us in it. Our group is called The Squirrel's Nest, and only our people are in there. And that's where I communicate with them and they can communicate with me. We have an RSVP date, and I'm a real stickler on that. It is the first of the month for us. And I put on there, I give them lots of warning, lots of reminders, save the date. This is happening. This is what we're doing, and RSVP any time of that day. And then I know how many's coming. And that does make a difference. And it makes a difference for a few reasons. First of all, you're setting up your home. I have to actually set up a room. We did have a big craft room in my house, but I had to move it. So now we set up tables in my living room and my dining room that are all kind of running together. And so I'm setting up chairs. My husband's hauling off those tables. We want to know if you're going to be here. I want to be prepared for you. And so that when you do come in the door, we can get busy and have fun and create whatever we're going to do. And then a couple of other things that I do there with the RSVP is that we sometimes will have like a potluck. And, you know, if you are, for example, you have 9 people coming, okay, and you're going to bring donuts or a package of something, and most packages are coming in 4 to 8. So when you know that there's 9 coming, you have to buy that extra package, right? So you need 3 packages. In consideration of all the members, I don't allow people not to RSVP because you're buying that extra package. That's the best example that I can use. Or we always say, you know, final count, we've got 11 in the nest this month. And if we're having a salad potluck or whatever, those people are spending their own money to bring the food and bringing it for the certain amount, you know, that's coming. So I have that rule. And we also post our supply list so they know a month ahead of time, sometimes several months ahead of time, of what's on our agenda. But I put a supply list there about a week to 2 weeks before the actual event. So, for example, in June, we are going to be making freezer jam. And then we're also, the theme of it is Strawberry Fields Forever. And so it's about strawberries. So we're making strawberry freezer jam. And then, because that won't take our whole time, we're going to paint a garden paver, a stepping stone with strawberries on it. So we're doing that also. We'll probably make the freezer jam in the morning, and then we will do the paver in the afternoon. So let's talk a little bit about time spent too. We always start at 9:30. And usually, you know, if I'm hosting, sometimes a couple of other gals host it at their home, depending on what's going on. But we usually have, you know, sometimes I'll make a full breakfast for them, to be honest with you. But you don't have to do all that. You don't really have to do anything. Just put some coffee on and make some muffins or something if you want, or not. Just have coffee, because by 9:30, a lot of people have already had their breakfast. So you don't feel like you have to like put on the whole show. And now what we do is people bring their lunch, their sack lunch, but occasionally we'll have a Mexican fiesta. One of our gals is retiring soon. We're going to have a retirement party for her. What makes our craft group really unique? I guess that's what I want to talk about next, but I need another sip of coffee. By the way, go and hit the subscribe button if you like what you see. I'm always talking about crafts. I'm also a craft teacher and I demonstrate crafts. So you can go back on my, I think, 37 videos I have and find all kinds of variety there. Anyway, what was I going to say? What do we do that's kind of unique? You don't have to do any of this. I'm just telling you what we do. And this has built over time. So we have a coin jar. One of the girls decorated it. It's a glass jar with a lid. And this is an optional thing. They actually are able to bring coins or bills if they want. And it's optional. You just drop your change in the coin jar. How do we use the coin jar? That's the fun part. So say we're painting stepping stones the next time. We're doing the strawberry pavers I was telling you about. If I had enough money in that piggy bank, that squirrel bank, I should say, I would go out and I would buy all the pavers for the group. And so their supplies would be provided. Or one day we did decoupage, so I bought Mod Podge, or you buy the sponge brushes, or whatever it is. I also try to have some basic supplies in the squirrel's nest in my home. So we have things like rulers, and we have scissors. We have fabric scissors. We have glues, glue sticks, glue guns, things that are just really common. I try to buy them. We have rubber stamps, we have stamp pads, we have scrapbook paper, and that's for the group to use, because somebody always usually forgets something, or we're doing something that's using like a wreath, a lot of hot glue. Then I have that and I provide it. And so, and then we also have a free pile. And the free pile is really fun. We started out with just bring craft items, and you just put the stuff you don't want in a pile, and it's kind of like a free garage sale. Any of us can go and go, oh, I want that bag of beads, or I need another glue gun, or I just love that blue paint, or whatever it is, and you get something free. Occasionally we bring things though just from home. Like I have some binoculars next time, and I'll put it on the free pile before I ever give it to Goodwill. And most of it actually disappears. Now, if you're going to have a free pile, I'm the host of this adventure, so I never keep anything in the free pile, meaning that when by the end of the day, when it's all picked over or whatever, I actually just give it all to Goodwill. I don't hold anything for the next time, because my attendance, most people are coming. I mean, the attendance usually ranges from 9 to 12 every time. So we don't need to keep seeing the same stuff if nobody wants it. Oh, I got to go back just a minute, interrupting myself. We go from 9:30 to 3:30, but they can leave whenever they want or come whenever they want, as long as I know they're coming or going. I don't need specific times, but yeah, we make it a whole Saturday, and sometimes, life just happens, and sometimes people can only come for a certain portion of time. And that's okay. I forgot to tell you the ending time. So anyway, back to what we do that's special. We have this coin jar. We have the free pile. We also celebrate your birthday. And how we do that is that we just simply sing happy birthday and recognize you, that it's your birthday. We bring you a card, either handmade or not, and we just give you those cards. So you're showered with a bunch of cards. Sometimes people will bring a gift. Sometimes people will say, hey, I'm going to bring a birthday cake or ice cream bars, or, again, it's just kind of the card giving is not optional, but anything around it is optional. And we all, of course, all sing, to that person. So we do that. And then I honor a crafter with Crafter of the Month. I look back at something that somebody's done outstanding for many different reasons. For example, I had a gal a couple of months ago that we were making busted canvas, which is a really cool project. And she is 80 some years old, 86. Our youngest is, I think, 30 or 31. And we go up to age 86. And she was making her busted canvas using heirloom lace and a local artist greeting card from our town, and just made something really special. Other reasons I would give them Crafter of the Month is if somebody goes completely out of their realm. Like there's somebody that always makes cutesy things, and then all of a sudden they're just going to go way different, and they're going to do something in abstract. Anyway, Crafter of the Month, and I honor them. Again, this is optional, but I honor them with a gift, and it's usually craft base, and I just love that. And that's something I do. I just absolutely love it. And then one other thing we do, we have something called the Bold and Beautiful bag. And the Bold and Beautiful bag is something that I picked up at a thrift store because I'm a big thrifter. And so I pick up a bag of junk. I mean, junk jewelry. It could be anything that's craft related, fabric, gems, wood pieces, whatever I find. I mean, it's just really random. My limit for myself is $5. So I go ahead and I buy that. And then depending on what it is, I just randomly pick somebody in the room, and that's really fun. Sometimes, like at Christmas, we have an exchange. We've done glitter exchanges where everybody has brought a tube of glitter or something, and we exchanged that. One time we had an exchange of wood. It just had to be a wood item that you brought of any kind, and it was just, that was like the theme, and it was just really good. Sometimes we do dress up. We had a hippie day, and we put flowers in our hair and wore Fleetwood Mac shirts and just had really fun. So that's your craft group. You just want to make it absolutely fun. Some other things I have is I hand decorated a garbage can. I should have pulled that out and showed you, but they each have a garbage can. Make sure your lighting is really good so they can see detailed work. Sometimes I do assigned seating for a reason and sometimes not. If it was a reason to do assigned seating, it would be something like maybe light. Like, you know, I have some seniors or some issues that people just can't see very well, or there's a chair situation where somebody has to have a specific chair. And they only fit in a certain area in the house and at the table. So sometimes I'll do assigned seatings and sometimes not, you know. Now, the squirrels, they also bring things for each other, just really randomly. We do allow selling in the group. We have an Avon lady. I sell ephemera packs of paper. Another gal is a jewelry artist and she sells jewelry. So they can come and wheel and deal and buy their things from you. Sometimes we'll have a sale table like before Christmas, and if you've made something, you can put it on the table, and if people want to buy it, they can. We just take an envelope with that person's name, and it's just an honor system. So if you want to buy that wreath that she made, you just, you know, there's a price tag on it. You just put your $20 in the envelope, and you know, it works like that. I do all the cleanup, but that's not to say that the others don't do their part of cleaning up. They spoil me rotten. They are so thankful. I guess that's the point, to have a place to come and gather with women and just do crafts and just have girlfriend time. So I really encourage you, even if you only have one or two, or maybe that's all the room you have is, you know, 4 around a table. That's a group, right? That's a collection of people. And just keep on going and enjoy it. Where do our ideas come from? They come from our members. Some of our members are the teachers. We had a card workshop last month, and 2 of the squirrels taught how to make cards, and they were very different from each other. I am a craft teacher, so I will, you know, I'll fill in the gap if they can't think of anything. I'm kind of the head squirrel. My name is Busy. Oh, that's another thing. We all have squirrel names. Isn't that just so silly and fun? You can see how fun we are. Like when I tell people really about what I'm doing over here, it's like, I wish I had more room because I think I could fill up my whole house. I think people would come, and I think they would want, you know, to stay. So yeah, we have squirrel names, and my name is Busy, and there's Chip, and there's Dale, and there's Squeaky, and we just got one called Blondie, and and so it's just fun. So I just wanted to let you know. Hopefully you found this helpful. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. Subscribe. I'd love you to come back and see more of my videos and talk to me and become a friend. And you never know. If you live local, you might even one day become a squirrel. See you next time from Jacqueline and the Squirrel's Nest.